What's up? What's up? What's up, fam? Gotta drop some knowledge and some science on y'all real quick. Let's talk about Ebola. Ebola was discovered in 1976 near the Ebola River in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the largest and deadliest outbreak in the West Africa, which claimed the lives of more than 11,000 people. Let's get into it. These are the symptoms of Ebola. The symptoms: weakness, bruising, headache, sore throat, diarrhea, fever, hemorrhaging. Symptoms: more symptoms: abdominal pain, bleeding, pain, muscle pain, and nausea. Transmissions of the Ebola virus: broken skin, blood secretions, bodily fluids, needles, semen, etc., etc. Causes. These are the causes. I'm going through some notes here. In Africa, people have developed Ebola after handling infected animals found ill or dead, including chimpanzees, gorillas, fruit bats, monkeys, foals, antelope, and porcupines. Those are the causes, allegedly. I will expound on this after I go through these notes. And it will be terms and conditions in the description box. HIV crossed from chimps to humans in the 1920s and what is now the Democratic Republic of the Congo. This was probably as a result of chimps carrying the Salmonella SIV, immunodeficiency virus being hunted or eaten by people. Now let me tell you something, people. You have an outbreak in the Congo now. It seems like what I just skimmed over my notes since the 1920s through the trade routes in the Congo. What I gather from this, it goes deeper. The rabbit hole gets deep. So this thing been going on since the 1920s. I think they're leaving out something. I think these people, this may be far-fetched, but they're not going to bring it. I think that these hunters, not only they was eating the monkeys, you got a coin phrase called beating the monkey. They was not only eating the monkey, they were screwing the monkeys. That's what I think was going on. They were screwing those monkeys. And that's how that transmission came over. But they're not going to talk about. But if you read in the ancient text, if we read in the biblical text, when civilizations was destroyed because people was interacting and cohabitating and procreating with the beasts of the field, and they was doing that in Africa through those trade routes. When they was going through those trade routes, while these people was interloping the Congo, they were screwing not only the indigenous people of that land, they were screwing the goddamn animals. But they're not going to talk about that. I'm not stupid, family. Y'all might say this man is going crazy. No, I'm not. Think about it. I do my research, people. Everything I just skimmed over as far as my notes, y'all can look it up for yourselves. I'm going to put the different initials in the description box. Then y'all can go look it up. I'm going to just write. It's not going to be no sentence structure. I'm just going to write words and terms. Go in the description box. Look up those terms and conditions of those words and go look it up for yourself. Google it up and go on the internet. It's time to research. Ebola is broken out again. But the Congo always been under dire straits. Amongst other provinces and jurisdictions in Africa, and different places in Africa. Africa is the breadbasket. Yes, I'm frustrated. While we over here on this platform acting like fools, we got stuff going on abroad with our brothers and sisters we not addressing. Look, let me tell you something about Africa, family. Let me tell you something about the bread. If Africa was to fall into the ground, America would starve. The majority of the resources come from the motherland. Don't let these people fool you. Africa will always be the Garden of Eden. Africanus, a Cuban, whatever the motherland. That's why I call it that's why they call it the motherland, because the motherland brings forth birth in abundance of riches and gold and everything, the uranium, the titanium, the gold, the rubber tree, all the resources that come out of that rich soil is in the motherland. If the motherland was to go under into the dirt, this whole world, what we call the new world, the newfound land, which is America, will starve out. See, they don't want you to know this hidden knowledge. It's not really hidden. It's back with Negroes that live within this American system. Some of y'all don't think outside the box. So we had this outbreak. Remind you. And the reason why I'm going to go in depth a little bit, because when I was going through the process of researching and reading this information and gathering all this information for assimilation, you know what I'm saying? I was reading this information. I said, you know what? Ebola sound very similar to AIDS. And it happened in the same place. Ebola happened in the same place where AIDS happened at. In the Congo. What's going on? Look it up. Why? Hey, look, I don't know how long social media is going to last, but black folks, y'all better stop looking. Y'all better wake up. My melanated brothers and sisters, y'all better wake up. Y'all better utilize these platforms and look up the information for yourselves. It's right here on the internet. Research. And you will see, you will research and you like, hold up. Let me tell you something. Break it down. If you look at the similarities between AIDS, HIV, you look at AIDS and you look at Ebola, the majority of the symptoms are the same. But Ebola is actually worse than HIV, because Ebola, if you don't get no cure for that, it goes ham on you, man. It will destroy you quick. And I already wrapped it over when I previously started this video. I skimmed my notes over. You can't contract it. You can't contract it at they say you gotta be in you for a certain period of time. But if you have sex, you can sexually transmit that shit, through interaction with a person that has that germ agent, which is Ebola. You can catch it through semen. And the fetus, they say the fetus, when it's going through its stages of, forming in the womb, if that person gave you, the baby can have it inside the womb. So what does that sound like, fam? To me, Ebola sound like just a intensified version, and a more faster version of AIDS. Similarities is there, man. If you read AIDS, HIV symptoms, look, people, I don't know about these other YouTubers. I love all folks. I love the human race. I want to bring you the truth. The truth sometimes is hurts. I don't want to be a fearmonger, but I'm telling you, it's stuff out here, it's out here. And that stuff been around since the 1920s. Okay? They said the monkeys over there had salmonella. Similar, it's like an HIV for animals. Okay, if I'm pronouncing it right, it's like an HIV for animals. Somehow it the transmission between animal and human, and somehow the humans caught the transmission from the animals, the beasts of the field, which is the chimps, the apes, the chimpanzees, whatever the case may be, through, due to hunting and eating monkeys, eating the flesh of monkeys, hunting them down on open soil. Somehow the blood from the monkey got into the human, and they caught HIV in a human form, which was from a derivative or what have you from a disease that with its salmonella that came from, if I'm pronouncing it right, that came from a monkey cross-translated or whatever, not cross-translated, transmission of the germ agent came from the monkey and it went to the human and behest, and it came up to be HIV. That's how they determine it, I didn't say I was a wordsmith, man, okay? But I'm trying to bring it to you the best way I know how, if y'all can understand what I'm talking about. Folks, I'm telling you now, y'all need to do y'all research. I don't got time to play. So you got to break out in Congo. You got another breakout, okay? I think, did I go on my notes? Hold on, let me reiterate. Y'all need to get this, man. All this other stuff, this BS that's going on the internet, y'all need to wake up. See, this is the knowledge y'all need. I mean, this awareness. Y'all need this, man. Yeah, HIV first began the spread along the historic trade routes of the Congo Basin in the 1920s. You see what I'm saying? Y'all see what I'm saying? I'm going over these notes, trying to bring y'all some awareness. I hope y'all understand. Yeah, I think I went over all this. Yeah, the HIV, yeah, the SIV, they call it SIV. That comes from the animals. Yeah, I left this out. A new cluster of Ebola virus cases was reported in the Democratic Republic of Congo. HIV and EVD. That's what they call it, Ebola. EVD. Ebola virus. You know what I'm saying? Deficiency or something like that. EVD. I think I done went over everything. But what was appalling to me is, yeah, them all the notes. What was appalling to me is it's very similar to AIDS, the Ebola virus. So let me bring it to you straight. Why? Why Africa? Why the black people of the world? Because we hold the power. That's why. So, doesn't this sound like depopulation control? Doesn't it sound like depopulation control? They're not going to tell you all the truth, family. All of a sudden, AIDS was around since the 1920s. They're blaming it on the monkeys, but who was messing with the monkeys? How did the monkeys catch this? How did the animals? Let's put it like this. I mentioned not only the monkeys, I mentioned different kind of animals. How did the animals catch this disease? Why was that? Who injected the disease in those animals? How did the animals catch the disease? It didn't drop off the sky. You had people back then in laboratory trench white coats, messing around with microscopes, messing around with telescopes, messing around with petri dishes, messing around with chemicals, men and women of professional science, messing around with the DNA cross-pollinating, cross-breeding, messing around. Bestiality was all up into it, trying to make hybrids, trying to reinstall, trying to recreate the fallen angels and everything to go with it in Africa. And they messed around, and sin came into Africa through the madness of people messing around with the beasts of the field. I'm telling you, that doesn't come from nowhere, and I'm sticking to it. How in the hell did a disease go into animals, then go into humans to produce HIV? That was man-made. They never going to say it. Someone produced it. Someone harvested. Someone was in some laboratory, and they wanted to destroy us in a certain way. They wanted to eradicate us through viruses and stuff, and it backfired. And everyone is susceptible. Everyone is not innocent. Not innocent. Everyone is not out of the norm to get it. Meaning that anyone can get HIV or AIDS. Anyone can get Ebola. See what happens when you try to destroy a race through y'all demonic. I ain't talking to people. I'm talking to the ones that engaged in this. See what happens when you try to kill an ethnicity? It backfires and it kills all ethnicities. And that's what's going on now. Because you have hateful people is so jealous of black folks and their accomplishments throughout history of this world. They try to create some things to destroy the indigenous people of that continent, what have you, which is the motherland, which will never be destroyed, because that is the cradle. That is the Garden of Eden of civilization. So they try to create these germ agents to destroy the indigenous people, the people that reside, the people that is their destination. That is where God seen as fit that created man and woman and created us there so we can live as melanated people. But you got certain entities, you got certain demonic people of different ethnicities that want to destroy us and eradicate us off our own land by creating those germ agents. But it's not working because it's backfired, and now it's all over the four corners of the world. See? I sit in the box for a minute. I sit in the tank for a minute. I'm glad this came across the radar, because I knew I was going to tear this apart. But I want y'all to get this. And what really sparked my interest about this subject is Ebola. Ebola is no different from HIV. No different. It is just a faster way of getting you up out of here. If you don't have the medical personnel within third world countries that don't have up to par medical science and stuff that can really hinder or cure the disease or try to have it at bay. And another thing, it's like you got different diseases like syphilis. Syphilis is another one. You got syphilis. It lays dormant. And I noticed this. Syphilis lays dormant. Then it goes wild at a certain period of time in your body. HIV lay dormant. You can have HIV for 10 years and don't show no symptoms, and then it go crazy at a certain period of time. And guess what? Ebola lay dormant too. Come on, folks. Y'all gotta do y'all research. Please do y'all research. Strap up. Get yourself in tune with the Most High. Pray for your mate. Because I'm telling you, people walking around with certain stuff and they don't even know, and it's sad. This is why you gotta get checkups. You gotta go to physicians that you can trust. Please, you got to stay in tune with the Most High. If you feel any kind of illnesses or any kind of inconsistencies, you need to go get yourself checked out. It's not. This doesn't only apply to the breaking news I'm bringing you from the motherland. It applies here because that stuff is over here, and people ain't saying nothing about it. If it's over there, people can leave Africa. People do got passports. And I told you that stuff lay dormant. They can go to France. They can go through the Euro, then come into the States if they got dual citizenship, and they can have that germ agent in them. So there you have it. So it's time to wake up. Something to think about, family. I'm out.